Good evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here. I'm thinking about playing some more Faeria. Now, I don't have any Pandora coins because I've been sucking big fat heaping gobs of goblin dick at my Faeria runs, but I'm emboldened by my last one. I went back to basics, just took some big fatties, and crushed the opposition. So let's do a full run here while I'm feeling good. I'll pay 2,000 coins. I've got, 20,000 coins from all the daily quests since I've been playing the game for the past couple of weeks. So let's just do it. All right, we got green, yellow, red. Fuck yellow. Yellow can dig a ditch and die in it and then become putrefied. We're just doing red, green. Everything's going to be great. Okay, well, we have some difficult choices here. I do love the Hilltop Archer because it's just so goddamn unfair when you can drop it early, and I am just going to go ahead and do it. Otherwise, this is a good card. This I'm not so pleased with. I would really just rather have the 3-4 for 4 mana that lets you put where the forest goes and makes a taunt. I'm just underwhelmed by this guy in general. But this thing's a great card, and it's good. I hope I see more of them, especially if I can put it on a Hilltop Archer, for example. Okay, we got some good stuff here. I do like the Underground Boss. This thing I'm not a super big fan of because it gives the benefit to your opponent as well, although you can use it first. This thing is interesting. I did not realize what this can do. You can put it down early, dash 2 spaces, and then put another land down. Now, with flying creatures, you do need to have, like, land, but you can't just, like, put land next to your opponent's land, connected only by your flyer. But if you do what one of my opponents did against me, which is, like, fly over onto the land space in front of your opponent's face, then, Bob's your uncle and you can do whatever you want. So the question is, do I go for that, or do I go for this boss? Normally I would take this boss, because I do like the combat ability. What I don't like is that it doesn't have taunt. So let's try this and see if I can get it to work. If I can't, then so be it, but let's give it a shot. Okay, so there's actually a lot of good stuff here, frankly. So this thing is okay. I would rather just have a straight +2/+4, but it is at least a +1/+1. If you have 2 creatures on the board, it's a +2/+2, and if you have 3 creatures, then it's a +3/+3, and you can combo it with stuff that makes more creatures. So there's a lot that you can do there. I think, though, the Yakapult, man, is just great. It's a 2/5 for 3 with ranged. It's so undercosted. Obviously, you need lots of special lands, but it's still pretty good. And Earthcraft is good. It's, I think, really the only, good, just pure mana generation event, because it cycles. So I'm really tempted by both of them, but let's take the Yakapult because it's just so darn tootin' fun. Okay, I don't think this is good. That's not good. I'm not doing yellow. This thing, we're doing it. Yep, we're doing it. It's happening. It's just, people use it against me, it's gotta be good. Okay. Flying can't be attacked. Interesting. I haven't seen a lot of these. I've got a legendary, which doesn't always happen. When Seafer destroys a creature, oh yeah, that thing. This can be really annoying, but if it does just die, it's a 5/6 for 5. You're immune to damage at the end of your turn. Give all green creatures in your hand +7/+7. What in the balls is this spectacle? So you need 10 special lands. It doesn't do nothing. It makes you immune to damage, so they have to kill it. You can put it somewhere out of the way, and then they have to, the opponent has to, go over and, trek to the Tree of Everlife. That's actually really interesting. Now, this is just solid, obviously. Give a creature +5/+5, and it's a pretty big body itself. But I'm going to try this thing. This seems really kooky, so we'll see if it works. Okay, got Sky Yaks. I know what that is. It's garbage. Okay, Verduran Force. So 7/7 for 6. I'm pleased. All right, we have the Inferior Tiki. Unfortunately, nothing else here is any good. I hate these Grizzlies. I mean, if you can buff them, they are good, admittedly. But I'd rather just take this and be mad that it's not the +2/+2 guy. But it's still pretty good. Okay, this thing is whatever, especially because I'm red-green, not red-blue. There's not a whole lot of synergy with mana cost reduction. What else do I take, though? A 5/4 for 4? Oh, God, that's gross. All right, bold bargainer it is. Oh, man, I'm just not getting good stuff here. Well, this is good, actually. It's fine. Chip damage. I wish it had taunt, but it's still fine. Don't like this. This thing's fine. This thing can also be good early on. You can get an undercosted 4/5 if you give it enough time. But this is fine. I like that this works no matter how the enemy creature dies, and it's some really good chip damage. Okay. Yeah, this is too expensive. This is too shitty, so Crystal Dragon it is. I got the inferior buff again. I guess we're taking a seedling this time. That was the only acceptable card. Okay, so I guess we'll take an ogre here. I do want some more big fat cakes. And then here we have a tough one. So the Beastmaster is just ridiculously good. This thing is nice for picking creatures off. It is removal, and this, of course, is nice for generating more lands. Because I do need more lands for this Tree of Everlife. So it's kind of tough here to pick a call. Do I go for the synergy with the Yakapult and the Tree of Evertide, letting me get them a turn earlier? Or do I take cards that might have better value? So when you summon a creature with 5 life or more, so what do I have that's got 5 life or more? That, not that, and that. I don't think this is quite good enough yet. I'll take the Fire Elemental. I know it sucks to pass up on a damage, but the 5/2 is really annoying to deal with sometimes because it can trade up so well, and making a mountain is handy when I've got this Tree of Everlife that I'm trying to mess around with. Alright, so this Thyroid Golem I'm just not a super big fan of. By the time you get in a forest, it doesn't really do as much, so I'm going to take this for some removal and some damage. Okay, this is kind of crappy. So, I've tried splashing for this before, it was just never good. This thing, I mean, I just don't see it being that much better. So I guess we'll take the Village Elder for like a shitty cycle. Okay, this is definitely the Wood Elemental. I mean, I love Gift of Steel, but we gotta get some more forests getting up in here. Okay, tough one. Oh man, I like want 4 of these cards. So this is obviously great for removal. This is pretty probably the most mediocre card here, so I'll grudgingly eliminate it from contention. The Colossus is good in the end game, and this is good early on or in the mid game. I mean, it's just nice to get a taunt. I'm gonna take the damage though. It can go face, and sometimes killing a creature is more important than anything else. Okay, here I'm gonna grab another one of these because it's taunt and makes more forests. Alright, I'm gonna grab... this is cheaper, so I'm gonna take it. Of course, if a creature has exactly 3 health, I'm gonna regret it. But this goes face and it hits a creature. This thing's really good, but I've learned to really value taking removal. Okay. This thing is garbage. It's like the bad version of Earthcraft, because it doesn't draw you a card. I'm done with it. This is good for going face, because your opponent's going to have to kill this thing, so you can put this like next to a really hard-hitting creature, and then your opponent is in a really tough spot. I mean, I'm not a super big fan of it, but what else exactly am I taking here? This thing? Yeah, no. So we're taking the Battle Rager and just going to deal with it. Alright, loving the hammer. It's becoming one of my favorite treasures, so I'm definitely taking that. Here, oh, it's a tough one. Okay, I've already got these. I always want to make more mountains. I took it pretty aggressively earlier, passing up some removal, but I love this Warlord. This thing can just be so good sometimes. I'm going to take the Warlord, even if it kills me. Okay, we got an Epic. 3 of them are yellow, so we're just going to ignore those. Now, this thing is a pretty bad buff. It's +2/+2. This thing isn't the greatest either, though, so I guess we'll just take a bad buff. Bad buffs are better than no buffs, and sometimes you need the health. Alright, people have used Oak Daddy to good effect, but I think I'm going to take the Hermit. It's nice early play, and the buff is really strong on that one, even if you can't choose where it goes. Okay. Alright, we'll try this Soulbound Sagami, I suppose. Everything else was kind of underwhelming there. Oh god, this is bad. Oh no, Flame Spitter is fine. Happy to take Flame Spitter, very good. Yellow, yellow, mediocre buff. This thing, one time somebody played 2 of these and just wrecked my absolute face off. I'm gonna just take a 7/7 for 6 though. Maybe if that wasn't there. Here we have a tough one. These are both really good. I do just want pretty much all the forests I can handle, because every single one makes Yakapult come down earlier, and then this Tree of Evertide come down earlier. This needs 10 special lands, so the more of them I have, the better. But I might just not draw it. This thing is just solid. Get some chip damage going. Alright, I'm going to take that, although not without a heavy heart. Okay, tough one here. I want both of these. They're both amazing. I'm going to take the Embrace, because I do have this Hilltop Archer, and buffs are good in general, but I am definitely sad that I couldn't take this Ogre Battler. I wish it had been spread out a little bit more. Okay, so I guess we're now taking this Taunter. Destroy all adjacent friendly creatures, gain attack and life equal to their combined life. So that kind of works with a Bold Bargainer, sort of. This is just A thing that gives you mana and then your opponent gets mana when they manage to kill it. This is okay, but I hate that it can go face. This thing is okay, but it is really, really expensive. I guess we'll just take this as a ramp card. And then here, again, this is too expensive. This thing is alright. I would generally just rather have this. Well, this is like removal. I'm gonna take this Dancing Blade. We'll see. I could regret that it's not a yak, but I feel like it's close enough. And I have enough just creatures that getting a removal effect, even if it's not the best removal effect of all time, is fine. The problem with the Dancing Scimitar is that sometimes you cannot summon it in the right spot. And it does have jump so it can get in, but your opponent then can react to it. And it is a 0/6, so they just need to walk up and kill it. Alright, so we got some nice stuff here. I'm going to actually keep this whole hand. The reason is that even though I have 2 forests and 2 mountains required, which is a little bit anti-synergistic, I've got a really nice start with this Village Altar, so I can get some mana going. In fact, I can get mana on turn 2, which is really good. Okay, so how do I want to do this? I guess what I want to do is put a forest down first, then explore, then drop the Elder. So if all goes well, on my next turn, I can move up here, get mana, and then summon the force on this forest here. If I had put the prairie first and then made a forest, and moved it over, I would have been summoning the Verduran Force here. But I'd rather have it here so it's closer to the other well, and so that if my opponent does something crazy, he can just move up and advance towards the face, which would be the aggressive way to play this. I don't think I want to go for that. I'm just happy to have a 7/7 parked over here collecting mana, because it's like, you know, are you going to fuck with it? No, you're not. Okay, that's fine. Interesting my opponent didn't choose to go in the same direction. I feel like it's a little bit maybe on the greedy side, because, you know, why not just kill this and stop me from getting mana? Now, I didn't have to summon this turn. I could have summoned it next turn, but to do it next turn, I would have needed to make another forest here. I don't want to do that. I want to start making mountains. Oh, that's aggressive. Okay, so my opponent used prairies. That means he could potentially get in here next turn, unless I do 2 prairies myself. Am I willing to do that? I'm not willing to do that, because I definitely want to get 2 mountains. So I will hedge my bets. I'm going to put a mountain here. This way my opponent can't put a mountain like directly on my face, at least. He will get a land if he wants to do prairies right within 2 spaces of me, but that would mean he's not putting down specialized lands. He is saving up his mana, so he could put something down that trumps my 7/7. Oh my god, the queen. Well, I'm happy, okay? That's why removal is good. That's why, what is this? Whenever an enemy creature dies, okay. That's why removal is good to have. In fact, the Flame Spitter would be ideal, so I can have my cake and eat it. Didn't happen, that's fine though. So we're gonna make another mountain. We're gonna collect mana. We're gonna play this MVP removal card. Blorp. And I could even put down this Ogre on a mountain. Or the Verduran Force on a forest. Am I in any particular rush to do that? I mean, am I willing to commit the mana to that line of play? What is the benefit of having it? Well, he could summon more stuff and I might want to have the value. Okay, so I'm going to do this, because they're both 7/7s, but this one lets me keep one of my manas, and it's better positioned as well. So I feel like this is a decent start. I've got lots of big stuff on my side of the board. I'm also collecting 2 mana per turn, as opposed to my opponent who's only ever been collecting 1 mana per turn. So his aggression didn't really pay off. But it's all because I had that removal for the death touch. If not for that, it would have been a very different story. Okay, this is nice. At the moment, I think we're just going to keep it real simple. Let me just buff this by 2 so I can kill his creature. Then I'm going to make a forest here. The plan is that next turn, I'm actually not going to move this right now. The next turn I'm going to put a mountain next to this well and drop a warlord next to this mountain. Or on the mountain next to this well, if my opponent doesn't block me. I could have put a land here and tried to do the thing where I have a creature go between these wells, but that's just greedy. I don't really see a point in doing that. This is a really nice sign. So my opponent is gonna, he's gonna kill off. He's trying to kill off my 9-2, but this is obviously a pretty desperate maneuver because I can just make a land here and just go up and kill the 2-3. That is stopping me from doing what I wanted to do, which is to put a Kobold Warlord over here, but that's fine. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make another mountain, I think. Sure. Another mountain, and just kill that off. So I'm just getting massive value out of all these creatures. Unfortunately, I can't summon any red creature up here because I don't have a mountain there. I wish I'd made a mountain here instead of a forest. If I make a Kobold Warlord here, he's just going to run away with his 2-2, so it doesn't seem that good. I'm actually just not even going to commit a creature. I'm totally fine just to pass the turn here, wait for him to do something. He is going to have 9... Oh, man, he has 9 mana, though. Yeah, I should have probably summoned one of these preemptively, but... Or I should have made this a mountain instead of a forest. That was a big mistake. Because I had red creatures in my hand. I needed to think about, well, what if I end up having to do something other than place a mountain here and summon my stuff? So that was sort of a misplay, I think. Okay, this isn't a really interesting choice. I don't actually understand this. Is he going to give it some kind of a buff? No. I don't think this makes any sense because I can just kill it and my creature doesn't even die. And that was a really fast treasure. Wow. That went up to Pandora fast. Or maybe we're just both playing real fast. I don't know. Okay, well, a couple of things are definitely happening. Number one, Kobold Warlord getting down right here. And I'm going to run away with my Elder. I don't want a card from it. I don't care about that. I want to keep it around. And then this one, too, is just going to be fodder from my Warlord. Next up, I could use the hammer and start reshuffling it. And I think I actually will. Let's hammer this thing and go over here. Like, this must be absolutely maddening for my opponent because this 2-3 still doesn't actually kill the 7-3. Now, this does... Oh, no, this does get bonus on his turn, so he will actually, get to come up and kill my 7-3. But I've just had so much value from the big creatures that I summoned. Now, he does have 6 mana, he can have 7, and he has card advantage on me because my cards are on the field. But I have this 9-2, which is awesome because it can, like, trade with anything that he summons near me unless he finds some removal for it. If he has that shitty treasure that deals 2 damage to all enemies, that would actually be annoying. It would be a 6-6, and it would kill off my 9-2. So I should probably try to trade this off as soon as I can. Okay. So this thing did get buffed, unfortunately, but as long as it doesn't buff it again, the Kobold Warlord will be able to have it for lunch. I am looking to put a mountain here and summon a Barbarian Ogre on it. I can also, if he lets me move here and kill this, I can put a mountain right on his face and stick an Ogre right there. I could even go greedy and put this Brute down. It hits for 5. Ah, okay. So I still get the buff, though. This does stop me from putting a land right on his face, but it doesn't stop me from putting a land here unless he chooses to. Did he already do his thing for the turn? Okay, so he's taunting up my 9-2. Yeah, okay. That's fine. So let's go ahead and do this. What do I want to place there? That's the real question. Which creature do I want to put down near him? This hits for 7. If he hits me, he takes damage, but he might just have something that deals 3 damage, and then it's pretty weak. This thing hits him for 5. This thing at the end of the day hits him for 7. I'm going to actually just do this and this. So my thinking here is that with 2 creatures here, he only has 6 mana, 7 if he chooses to take mana. He is going to be on the defensive, and this is how you win games, is when you are on the offensive. I feel like you just can't win a game of Faeria if all you're doing is defending. Now, the one thing that he's got is extra cards, but I can also draw cards if I want. That is interesting. I don't know why he summoned it here instead of here. That actually doesn't make any sense at all. Well, it sort of makes sense. I guess because it lined up really bad. Ah, that's actually really good that I summoned this. Because if he had summoned it next to my Ogre, I was going to take 7 to the face. As it is, I can just trade my Elder into it. I take 4 damage, but it's not the end of the world. I kill my Elder, and I also get an extra card. Okay, the Bold Bargainer sucks here because it could hit my dragon. But this is actually fine, so let's go ahead and whack him in the face. Go in here. Then, do you want to play this thing? Not particularly. let's just keep it really simple. I'm going to put a mountain here, so I can summon one of these guys next to his face. And then I'm going to summon my crystal dragon right here. This is a great spot for the dragon, because it can obviously go up and kill my opponent next turn, or it can fly back and defend if for whatever reason I need to fly back and defend. Okay, so that was not a very good treasure. I was like, oh, it was good, but it wasn't actually that good. Okay, cool. That was a very promising start. Man, I just love going back to basics. I did all this experimentation and trying to do aggressive stuff and use yellow and whatever, and it's just like, no, as soon as I just go back to drafting the two colors that aren't yellow and making sure I have big fat cakes, I start to do a lot better, which of course means I'm going to lose the next 3 games straight, but even if I do, that was still a damn good game, and I was very pleased with how this deck performed. Some tough drafting decisions had to be made, but it seemed to come out okay. And I'm actually kind of happy with these treasures. I mean, a 6/6 with flying and charge for 3 mana is just ridiculous. That's just so awesome. This hammer is great. The only really questionable one is the bounce, or the dancing blade, which I guess I've always been calling the bouncing blade, even though that's just a Hearthstone card, not actually the name of the treasure. This thing I think is pretty mediocre. What was the thing I had? Oh yeah, I could have had the yak. And actually the yak would have been better, frankly, that time. If I hadn't drawn my crystal dragon and I had drawn this, it wouldn't have been as good. I mean, I could have summoned that near his face, I guess. But then it wouldn't have had the flexibility of the dragon to come back and defend. Although it would have dealt 3 damage up front, so that, you know, there's something to be said for that, I guess. Alright, so let's hope we can just keep that momentum going here in game number 2. Okay. It's a pretty good one. I'm going to keep this in case my opponent has something I desperately want to kill. I'm definitely going to keep the Hilltop Archer. Really, the tough thing about this one is whether you go for the Hilltop Archer at first or the Verduran Force. The Verduran Force is just a really good minion to drop early. I mean, you can drop it on turn 2, and it's a 7 freaking 7. And it's just like very little that your opponent can do that holds up against it. The Hilltop Archer is also very tempting to draw, but it's just tough, because if I play this when I have 6 mana here, I'm not collecting mana. The subsequent turn, I don't have 5. I don't have 6 mana. I only have 5. So by doing this and trying to like get this stuff going, I'm basically like forfeiting a lot of my potential. Yeah. Let me think about this. It sucks that this is a 5/2. It really does suck. But what I'm okay with here is just putting my Verduran Force this way. So my next turn is going to be to make a mountain here, go collect mana, and then make another mountain and place this tower. And so over 2 turns I can ping this thing to death. And I mean, I can put the tower somewhere out of the way and he can't kill it. So unless he goes really aggressive with prairies, which most people don't do, I think that's a better plan than eating 5 damage with my force. I admit that I'm getting greedy doing that, but I feel like it's better than the alternative. Oh man, he did decide to go for the greedy friggin'. Okay, well, that's interesting. Now I'm not quite sure what to do. Oh, well, shoot, I can't play this yet, but I'm not gonna just like do random things just to stop him from getting prairies here. If he wants to do prairies again, then as far as I'm concerned, he's really behind on lands, and I feel like that's worth it. I am also going to make a Hilltop Archer. The question is where? I would have liked to actually have it be on this spot. Alright, we'll just put it... Actually, I'm not going to put it down anywhere. He can easily make a land here and put something down next to my Archer that just eats it, so I don't think I want to do that. I think I'm just going to pass, save my mana. Next turn I'm going to have 8 mana, and I can play like all 3 of these cards after dropping a mountain. So the question is whether he's actually going to go for this plan of, you know, doing 2 more prairies to get next to my face. Or if he'll play a specialized land and settle for being 2 squares away. I decided to go for it, okay. Well, we'll see what happens. Give another friendly creature charge 3, so he's going to get in there with that 5/2, and that actually gives him a mana, so well played, my good sir. That was nicely done. Okay. So now I think I have some pretty straightforward moves. One is I need to make a mountain somewhere. And the place I'm going to make a mountain is here. I'm just going to head towards him with my 7/7. The reason I feel okay doing that is I can Seifer's Wrath that thing. And then I can also play... Oh, I should have... No, I can't play both of them because they both have to go onto a mountain, right? Then I'm going to play Derelict Tower and ping that. The question is, do I play the Elder in front of my face? I think I am going to, actually, because I don't mind cycling this for a card. And I might get use out of these pings later. He does have 7 mana, but, or sorry, 10 mana, but to get up to 11 mana, he'd have to put a land here and move backwards and not hit my face, which I'm okay with. Looks like he is going to do that. I still have a 7/7 going towards him pretty steadily. Granted, with 10 mana and 2, he can definitely play something that tangos with a 7/7 pretty well, like an Ogre Battler is a 6/9 taunt, which holds up pretty well. But if he does commit a lot of mana to a creature that's far away from him, then he doesn't really have that much mana generation, right? He's only got this thing, and this thing's about to die. So then I can drop my Hilltop Archer in front of my face and start ploinking away at his face. Let's see what he wants to do. Okay, so he's going to hit my Village Elder. But that's fine, because it gives me a card, and then I can still use this thing to ping away the Horsemaster. The correct answer here is probably to go back and get mana, but he decided to pass on mana and let me kill this thing. Okay. That's fine. So now what I'm going to do is make some allowances for the fact that I am getting behind on health. I'm not going to make the mistake I've made so many times in the past. I am going to put a forest here, keep moving my 7/7 in, get that sweet, sweet mana, and play a 5/6 taunt. Now he does have 2 extra mana being generated, so he's not doing bad. I mean, he's not behind me on cards, he's not behind me on mana. But the thing he's behind on is the board, because right now a 5/4 holds up really poorly versus a 5/6. And if he leaves this here gathering mana, I can just walk over and kill it. Now that being said, he could definitely start to rush me perhaps, and just go for a face game, and that can definitely be successful. I'm not going to underestimate that because I've lost to it before, but I do have a 7/7 coming rather close to his face. Alright, interesting. He went for the Explore in both players' hands. I'm pretty happy to see that because I can definitely use that mana, since I'm behind him on mana. Now, his advantage is that he gets to do it first. So he gets to stop me from putting a land right next to his face, which is fine. I'll still get a land within 2 squares of his face. He's going to do this trade. Interesting. Is he going to finish this off? There's a bunch of different things that can do a damage. That is not one of them. Okay, I guess that's that then. Ooh. So, what can I do with this? Unfortunately, well, I think I can do quite a bit. I can actually come here and kill that, and then I can also teleport my 7/7 over here and kill this. That would definitely be the safest course of action. Yeah, I think I kind of like that plan. It stops him from getting mana. Alright, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to put a forest near him. I'm going to put an Explore also near him so I can convert this to a different land later. We're going to summon... Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Oh my god, I'm terrible. No, okay, it's okay. Okay. It's okay because it still works out, but that was stupid. I should have moved this first and then didn't. But it's okay. I still get to do exactly the same thing. Everything's fine. Whew, okay, so that's that, and I'm done. It's unfortunate that I couldn't actually play this. I was a mana shy to do that, but it's not the end of the world. My opponent does still have a mana advantage, but I'm still ahead on the board, and I did get lands right next to his face, so like I kind of got what he got against me. Alright, this is actually really nice. So you played a defensive Ogre. Makes sense. Why would you throw a 7/7 at a 7/4, obviously. Alright, we can deal a damage to an enemy. That is interesting, because that allows me to actually kill this thing off. It doesn't really do me a whole lot of good versus this Ogre. So I've got 2 main options. I can either move this in, get 2 damage going, and then put a land here. That would be sort of the aggressive play. The main problem is that I can't cast this Verduran Force if I don't get mana, and this thing is a square away from getting mana, unfortunately. So if I do this, then the Verduran Force would have to be casted right next to the 7/7, which feels pretty stupid. Because I'd have to collect a mana for my thing. So I think I am going to go for some... Well, the other option is though I can just pass on this for now. I can move up, put a mountain here, put a Blood Singer, or sorry, a Flame Spitter here. The problem is I don't have any mountains out. I have a mountain there, so I'd like ping it. No, maybe what I would do is I would like put the Flame Spitter here, shoot that, ping it, stop his mana generation over there, and then I could put the Blood Singer over there. That would be sort of the more aggressive line. But wait, no, I still only have 5 mana. God darn it. Yeah, there's just no way that this works. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and collect mana. I'm going to put a Flame Spitter here. Oh my god, I need to ping. Oh my god, I need to get this ping off. Okay, and collect mana. Oh, I missed it. I ran out of time before I can get the mana. Shoot. So I'm a mana down, which kind of sucks. Spent a little bit too long thinking about my options there. And I should have also moved this so I could have gotten mana next turn. So yeah, I fell a couple of mana behind because of the time loss. That was kind of unfortunate. Okay, so we put a creature here that's good positioning because it stops me from summoning big creatures near him. So solid play there. And that's also solid play. Gives him mana generation as long as neither he nor I draw a treasure. The 7/5 I'm happy to see because if I do get my hammer treasure, that'll kill it. Unfortunately, my other one doesn't kill it. Ooh, that's interesting. Unfortunately, if I summon this here, I don't get to get mana unless I make a land there, which seems odd. Okay, so let's do this. Man, as good as it feels to drop a Hilltop Archer here, I feel like it's just too slow. What I'm going to do is put this Hermit there. Let's make another mountain. Yeah, let's make a mountain here. Collect this mana. Oh, that was stupid. I could have just gone back and collected that mana. There was no need for that mountain. Oops, that was dumb. Well, alright, so that happened. And I am just going to pass. I don't think I want to spend this 4 mana. This Archer is a really good card, but my opponent played aggressively, which sort of nullified some of the value of it. And I just think playing it now and pinging away at his face 9 times is way too optimistic of a goal. I'd way rather save this mana for like 7/7s and things that are much more impactful. Okay, so he collects more mana. He's got 8, he's got tons of mana. And this is going to deal 2 damage to all creatures when it dies. This is a really clever move, because if my 7/4 attacks into it, it does die. However, it's also going to kill off a 7/5, plus if this thing buffs my 7/4, then I'm in pretty good shape. So let's actually see where this buff goes. Alright, it did go on that. Beautiful. So now I can go here, get mana with it finally. This thing is going to die. So what I should do is... I'm making a bunch of really stupid lands here, but I'm going to go here, collect mana, and then kill it. Oh, that was dumb. I should have actually just attacked into this and let that thing die. That was probably a mistake. The mana's probably not worth as much as having this thing be dead. Yeah, because if this thing was dead, I could just, like, put, you know, 6/6 or 7/7 in front of his face. That was really foolish. Okay. Well, what's done is done. So now, what do I want to do exactly? I think now, I think I will actually summon this Hilltop Archer here. And this Brute. I don't mind this Brute trading with that Ogre, especially because it pings him in his face for 2 damage. And if I can get this Ogre out of the way, it clears the path for me to summon both of these near his face. Not in one turn, because this is 9, and I will only have 7 or 8 if I wish, but I do have a 9/4 hanging out here for defense, which is pretty good. My main thing is that my opponent has a bajillion mana, so it's really just about the quality of his cards. Okay, that is fine. Wait, what is this? Oh, it's a... Wait, this is a production effect? I did not realize that. Oh my god, I did not realize that was a production effect. Oh my god. Oh my god. That happens every turn until this thing dies. I really needed to get my hammer, but I got the worst possible treasure. Even the jumping blade would have killed the 7/2. This is really the worst one I could have had. God darn it. Oh, it's so frustrating. Okay, well, That was a pretty good use of some mana. This thing is just whatever. I guess he's just using it to basically keep my 9/4 at bay, which is pretty legitimate, honestly, as far as uses go. Alright, so I'm going to kill this, obviously, give him his mana back, shoot his face. I'm going to keep chasing, and I'm going to summon my Crystal Dragon here to try to threaten that at some point. I really should have killed this thing off when I had the chance, because then I could be summoning a 7/7 here. That was a huge mistake. Just no question about it. Alright, so what I'm going to do then is do that and summon this 5/2 there. I'm going to protect that just in case. And then my turn. So it sucks that he can use a 7/2 to kill my 5/2. Well, my 4/2, I guess. But I wanted to get some pressure going. And he's got 14 mana again. Man, he only used 6 mana last turn. Okay, so he's saving up all his mana. Now what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to keep this spot clear so I can fly in with my dragon and kill off this damn thing. Okay, so he's going to finish off that, which is okay. This thing can actually run, can't it? Oh, God, it can actually run away. Shoot. This is so difficult. Oh, God, I wish I had read that card correctly. I thought this was I thought it was a gift, basically. I didn't realize it was a production effect that happened every turn, so you can just park this off to the side and just, like, fuck everybody up. Oh, no, that's not good. So you can block me now from being able to fly out and kill his 3/5. Also, it could have just run away, so it's not like... is that crazy, I suppose? Shoot. I'm just screwed now. Yeah, so he's keeping this thing safe, which is very logical. Man, I just gotta hope I get a treasure. My hammer would be amazing to kill this off. That's what I need. That's what it needs to have happen. And that thing's just a random ass stupid creature. Okay. Alright. Well, let me think about how to do this. To play this, I'd have to get mana. I could play this here, but he could easily kill it with just a couple of these yaks, and it doesn't really do that much good. Okay. However, this guy's trapping in my dragon. Alright, so what we gotta do here is move this aside and attack that yak. Deal some damage. Kill this one. And I guess I'll shoot this for a damage, although this thing is going to die before it can matter. And I'm going to put a Verteran Force back home. I hate doing this, but I'm going to need the defense, so you can start summoning stuff here, and I do need to take out this 4/4. Alright, got the, of course, worst possible treasure, not the hammer. Ah, yeah, I needed to get that hammer. Crap, I think I'm going to lose this game. It sucks, but I made a huge mistake. I got mana instead of killing this thing off. That stopped me from playing a 7/7 near his face, and that stopped me from winning. I mean, if this thing had been here, he would have had to do some shenanigans to try to get rid of it. He would have just been able to put this thing down, sit on it, and call it a day. Oh, so that was a neutral creature because it is a treasure creature, which means that he could deal 5 damage to it with the punishment. He drew a card, which is, I'm pretty happy to see that he's drawing a card because that means we're getting closer to getting a treasure, which is pretty important for me at this point. See how the dancing blade? I can't summon it next to this because of this yak. So it sucks because I can't kill off the 7/1 with it. Okay, well, let's go here, kill that. That's an obvious move. I'm gonna collect mana. I think this thing will die to the 7/1, which seems totally unpalatable, but I will get some chip damage on his face and just throw that thing away at it. Maybe I shouldn't even summon this, I don't think. I should have actually played... Oh, I can't play that this turn, never mind. If I play this Dancing Blade, my opponent, and kill this, then my opponent will just be able to move in with a 7/1 and kill it. Also, wait, it's gonna die. Oh god, this Dancing Blade just dies to this thing because it kills all creatures with an attack of 0. Okay, wow. Darn it. Okay, I'm gonna take a risk. We're gonna play this Rager here. He's got 2 damage. If he can get 1 more damage, then this thing is just gonna die and he's only gonna take 3 face damage. I need to get the other treasure. I need to get the hammer so I can kill off this 3/5, and then I can summon the dancing blade and stuff. But my opponent can just apply more pressure in the meantime. Yeah, no, I'm complaining about this, but really this game was mine to lose. I could have killed this thing off. I chose to get a mana instead, and then that's why I lost. It was just, I mean, this, I guess, prevented me from being able to win despite making a grotesque blunder, but that's definitely not something I can blame. Okay, so he's going to take 4 damage. I got this problem over here. I mean, I can summon this as like a very expensive removal, I guess. It'll die once his turn starts, but I will kill off that 3/1. Alright, he's going to do that. Alright, so now he's actually stopping me from being able to kill this 3/1, so I don't even have the option, and he gets an extra treasure. But none of that's important. I shouldn't have even been in this situation in the first place. Let's draw a card. I'm trying to get my hammer. Didn't happen. I'm just going to concede, because I'm pretty much done with this game. He got that really good legendary that I could have had, but I chose not to get because I didn't read it right. Doesn't really matter because I didn't draw my legendary card. I've never drawn that Tree of Everlife. So yeah, that game, I mean, I just lost it because I misplayed. It's what happens sometimes. Let's do one more game in this video. That'll probably take us up to close to an hour, and then we will call it a day. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to trying this. That could have been interesting. Because it does have an effect at the end of every turn. Every green creature in your hand gets +7/+7. Kind of nutty. I do have a decent number of green creatures. I think I have more red than green, but it could be really nutty. I mean, it has an immediate effect of buffing every green creature in your hand by +5/+5, and your opponent can't do damage to you, so they have to go on a quest to kill the thing. Okay, so here, I'm going to keep the Flame Spitter, but not the Burst. I'm also going to keep this for ramp. I think that that's worth keeping. I'm not necessarily going to play it right away, but I will keep that in mind. Oh, I can't play right away. Okay. So we're going to do that. I'm not going to put down the Elder. I'm going to wait, make a mountain, and put the Flame Spitter down. It might kill something that he could play. Sometimes people do play 1 health creatures. Unfortunately, that is not one of them. Alright. Well, I guess there's no reason to commit to this Flame Spitter. Let's just go... Oh, wait, I messed up. I probably should have gone this way to try to trade with the 5/2 later. But he put it kind of so it's kind of like far back, so it would have been pretty difficult, I guess, for me to get up there with my 1/1 anyways. This is where if I got, like, the Hilltop Archer, it would be amazing. I could, like, put a Hilltop Archer here and then immediately give it the Embrace and just, like, wreck my opponent's face off. Doesn't happen. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is make a second forest so I can start collecting mana. And I got to think how I want to swing this. Yeah, let's summon that. That's fine. I'll move it over. It sucks to trade this versus the 5/2, but I do have several ways that I can deal with this. I have that, like that tower that deals the damage, so if I play that with the Flame Spitter, I can kill it. And I'm just pretty happy to have it. Alright, so making a water elemental and a lake. He'd have to make 2 prairies next turn to kill my Village Elder, which I guess I'm okay with. I could also put a preemptive Embrace on this if I wished. Okay, so let's make a mountain here. And I'm actually going to summon this... Wait, yeah, I'm going to summon this Brute. Because this Brute works well against the Fire Elemental, so I'd rather have it moving towards this Fire Elemental rather than my Force. And in any case, I still collect mana at the same time, whether I move the Force and move it again, or whether I summon this and then move it. So he's getting a bit of a mana advantage because he started harvesting mana, an extra mana, a turn earlier than me. But I do have currently, by a very tentative, narrow margin, better creatures than he does. Alright, we got this. Can I do a cool trick with it? Not really. Okay. So let's just not bother. I am going to make a forest. Let's go here and here. I'm going to move my Force. Oh no, never mind. I'm not going to do that. I think I'm just going to put a preemptive Embrace on this. It's risky because he could play a 3rd island and frogify it. But if he frogifies it, if he frogifies it, I can still kill this with the frog. And this way, Oh shit, are you kidding me? God darn it. So that's clever. This thing is going to be building a strength every time he draws a card, and it's going to start shooting my face. That was a really good use of that card. God damn it. Okay, well, I'd love to kill that thing, Esperanto. Let me think. So I definitely want to move this out of the way so it doesn't just die for free. That seems obvious. This thing, so what I could do with it is if I summoned it here, I could dash here and make a prairie here. Then I could later make it into a forest and then teleport something to that forest. Am I willing to do that? I mean, it sucks that I'm not making specialized lands, but what's my alternative? I think that that's a decent plan. So, oh no, wait, no, because you have to place both of your fairies prairies at the same time. No, you don't. You can stop, right? I think you can. Well, let's find out. So let's put that down. Yeah, I still have it there. Okay. So we're gonna do the Rebel Glider. Dash 2. Put the other prairie there. And then we'll just leave it as a space. And right now he can't actually get it. Oh, he can get in there with that. Okay, so that means I have to move my guy off of my mana, unfortunately. So that if he puts the water elemental onto the prairie, I can make another land. Oh no, I can't, because if I make another land, I can't turn that into a forest. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Well, shit. I mean, I guess I have to just hope my opponent doesn't see it. I can also put this in front of my face to block 5 damage at least. Is he gonna do it? He's gonna do it. Okay, well the good thing is that this thing blocks his shooter, but of course you can unblock the shooter by jumping it away again. That was really interesting. I think that might have been a mistake, honestly, because this allows me to just walk in, whereas previously I would have had to make a land and then walk, which would have stopped me from turning this into a specialized land. I mean, I guess my opponent couldn't foresee what kind of trick I was trying to do, but anyway, I will take it. So we're going to do this and deal some chip damage. We're going to make this into a forest. We're going to play Grove Caller, start collecting mana again. Teleport that to that forest. Kill the menace. And then I want to think about what to do. I can play this. It's a 5/6 taunt. Yeah, let's do it. I mean, if he kills it, he kills it. All right, that's what happens. If he kills it, it dies. But I mean, I gotta do some stuff. I mean, he's gonna on board. He has to trade 2 creatures into it, and it also stops him from dealing damage to my 5/7. He's only got 3 cards, tons of mana, of course, but only 3 cards. I taunted this so he can't go get mana. And he's actually going to throw it away. Perfect. All right, this could be okay. Is he actually going to throw this at it too? Beautiful. So it actually did trade 2 for 1. Now this thing is going to eat 5 damage, unfortunately, but I feel like it's still fine. And he might not actually attack into it, because he might want to keep it here to collect mana next turn if I don't want to take the 5 damage to the face of this creature. So that's really good, because that gives me another chance to draw another damage. I have a damage here. If I draw 1 more damage, then I could kill it. This is, I think, a bizarre move. I guess I see what he's doing. There's no other place for him to put it. It has to go onto a forest. But this allows me to put a land here and just kill it with my Elder before it gets buffed in production. All right, he actually used this thing. So it swallows a creature, and then the creature comes back after this thing dies, which is nifty, I guess. So do I make a land and kill that seedling, or do I kill this and get chip damage on his face? Flying dash 2. You know what? I'm just going to say fuck it and just collect mana. You have a 3/3? Fine, you have a 3/3, but I'm collecting mana here. And this isn't good right now, but it's definitely good to kill this thing before it goes again. So this stops him from getting mana. It stops me from getting mana as well, but it forces him to come over and kill this and give me my card. I'm not going to play this yet because I don't need to. I don't need the mana. I don't want to play it until I need the mana, and I don't want to play this preemptively, so we're just going to stop there. All right, we got treasure time. So actually, they're all really good right now. That one's fine. I'm ahead on board, and so I can start going for the face. Oh, he took over my 5/7. That is so annoying. Okay. Well, he did it. So now I think I'm going to use my Battle Rager. So what I'm going to do here is put a mountain there, put a Battle Rager there, and try to get this trade to happen. He does have 6 mana, but he only has 1 card left. This, I still just need 1 more bit of damage. God darn it, I just cannot get that last bit of damage. 3/4 taunt is interesting, but I don't want to put it here because then the 5/7 can move over and kill it. So that seems pointless. And I'm going to move this away in case he does kill the 7/3. I don't want his 5/7 to get a free attack there. And this Crystal Dragon, should I play it now? I mean, it can't quite hit his face from here. Here, it lets his 5/7 attack it. Here, it lets the 3/2 attack it. I think I'd rather just... Yeah, I'm going to put it here. That's fine. And we're just going to pass the turn. I have 2 extra mana in my pocket if I need it. He's only got the 6 mana. He doesn't have a treasure because he's already used his treasure. I'm ahead of him on cards. I'm still actually fine on board. It's just if these 2 cards let him get out of this sticky situation. What I'd like to do is be able to pop this and deal 2 damage to the 5/2 without having it trade into my creatures. That's what I would like. Alright, he's got a taunt, which is not near my guy, so it does... Oh, okay, that's a smart play. So this is actually a really smart play because now if I chase the 5/7, it gets taunted into the 3/4. So I really would like to get removal for this 3/4. I might end up drawing a card next turn. Oh, I see. That was another smart play. So he blocked my 6/6 from being able to come up and attack the 3/4. And I got Derelict Tower. So what I could do is I could, with this and the Flame Spitter, kill the 5/2. Or kill the 3/2, but then the 5/2 pops out in that square. And my Grove Caller is unfortunately not quite in position to kill it. I think it's still okay, though. I can do some good stuff here. So let's just keep it real simple. Let's shoot the taunt with the greatest treasure of all time. Kill that menace. And deal some damage to his face. So we're doing fine on the damage front. Then I'm going to move this up, make a forest, and put a wood elemental down. I guess I'm just going to put defensive forests. So my thinking here is I can actually kill this thing and my 3/4 lives, and then I can use the 3/1 to kill the 5/2. And if that was the best thing he could do last turn, unless he top decked a really good card, he's not going to be able to deal with the situation very well. This thing can go face. So 2 attacks from this and a ping kills him. This can also go face. So maybe I should have put the 6/6 here. It's a bit greedy in case he does kill this because he can move his 3/3 up. But then it would let me fly up and hit him in the face. Okay, so he's got a 6/5 there, and I just used my hammer, but that was pretty much all of his mana, so I'm not too bothered by it. This is actually really good, so what I'm going to do here is kill that. Out pops the 5/2, then I trade that. And then I'm going to put down this, I'm going to put down this Soulbound Sagami and move my dragon 1 space forward. I'm going to also get a mana, actually, I think I'm okay on mana. I've got 2 mana in my back pocket. I'm just going to get a card. I should have drawn first, of course. And maybe the Hermit would have been better to put there than the Sagami, but okay, that's fine. So yeah, this is okay. Next turn, I can use the Derelict Tower and the Flame Spitter to shoot down the last 2 damage of this Enforcer. He's going to kill that? What? Okay, that was weird. What I would have done with that is... I don't know what I would have done. That was just a bad treasure. He could have killed this and then killed that, but then my dragon would have gotten buffed, so I guess he didn't want that. Yeah, this works out beautifully for him. No, okay, so it was 2 mana, he kills my creature, then he can trade a 6/5 into my 6/6. That's pretty good. And if he can buff this thing somehow, which he is green, so he could, then it also will trade with my 6/6. Nope, just a straightforward trade. Okay, I'm happy with that. So is he going to stop me from flying it and bashing his face? He is not. All right, well, let's go in and bash his face then. So now, this Bold Bargainer is just awful. Like, really, really, really awful. I guess I'm gonna draw a card. He concedes. Okay, cool. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and/or subscribe if you did. And let's continue the run in the next video. Hope it goes well.